again, look, I'll never beat the allegations about my EMEA love, but anyone in their right mind would have picked G2, right? Seeing what we'd seen, everything looking good, but there's something in the water. We had a Nats that was such a vintage performance, but that's all aside for now. Team Liquid going to be starting out on that attacking side, and of course on the other, G2 need to look locked in here today.
Yeah, G2 doing a lot of work to clear out any late wraps, any late lurks going in, but what it means for G2 is with 2 players on the flank, this retake is going to be fairly weak coming out of spawn, and Team Liquid are set up with 3 players eyeing this choke.
Look at the timing, maybe they get the pinch right, but it's actually Leaf to go down first. Allows them now time to worry about that flank. The trip's been broken, the eye should turn, and suddenly all this pressure feels a little bit segmented. It's not having the same impact! Oh, that's nonsense, but sure, maybe that's the way you see it. You've got tape on Liquid here. This is something you can really lean into. This team has played a great deal, so there should be no excuses.
It's also not a revolutionary comp or anything like this from Team Liquid, as they make quick work again. G2, I'm a little surprised to see them showing so many of these flank looks already round 1, round 2, but that early conditioning, trying to keep that in the back of Team Liquid's minds that, hey, G2 are valorant, but look at this, Jogamo stepping down into mid here.
Trying to be aggressive, assertive, and it might be rewarded. It is! Back-to-back damage, looking for a third, and he actually might get out with his life! No trade, no punish. It's Nats to try and claim at least something back with a pick towards Leaf.
Now look at this, once again, G2, 1 player on the flank, now looking for the retake, coming into the site, Jogamo's already found 3.
Yeah, this time he's not letting this one slip, it's all down to Nats in a 1v4.
They take out Jaw, they remove that ultimate from the retake.
Okay, spots 1. I'm gonna stick around too long, and I like the reaction though from G2.
Yeah.
This pressure down middle.
They're walking down into mid, and Jaw is going to find 5 players. G2 can heat up on this flank and try to potentially pinch in, except that Team Liquid have already found the timing with Jaw falling down.
Okay, this is going from bad to worse here. Nats is holding the flank as well, he knows where everybody is! The original icon is still doing this sort of work. Trent irrelevant, and a very attentive start down A long from G2.
I love the single from Kiko. He can see if you pop over into the corner. That is gorgeous. It's just a fantastic anti-eco as well, because what have G2 done on every low buy? It's these slow creeps. Usually it was out into mid, but here realizing that A lobby is going to be that space.
Big identifier of the follow-up player as well. They're not really falling for any of the tricks here. Joel trying to make something happen for himself, but there's no one really taking this, right? No one wants to walk into it. There'll be no reason to. And it looks like Liquid do have this preference to going towards this B site approach.
Yeah, I think they've realized a couple times now that G2 are grouping up very heavily, trying to fight around Jogamo. Spotting that out, dodging, getting free entrances into the site.
Yeah.
Has every round just been an open site?
So far, it kind of felt a little like it. There is a fight back in the form of Leaf, at least. The rest, again, clearing this deep flank. But I like this reposition from Liquid, pushing through the extremity. But Jaw is still around here, so he can backfill that a little bit.
Jaw's going to be pretty critical if G2 are going to have a chance here on the eco.
If you're Liquid, you've got to be wondering, where the hell are they? They've got to get moving, and Valorant's done really well. Patatek goes down, and suddenly you're starting to get a bit more nervous on the side. Jaw appears. We said he was critical, and he is, but the one man still standing, brought to his knees. The right place again. That's big info, though, for Kiko.
Team Liquid now, though, with a little bit of trouble, because they haven't found anything with the op. The round is slowing down, but maybe Alert could open things up. If Kiko hears the footsteps coming across, Team Liquid can choose to speed up into the A side or reset back into that lurk.
Like this.
Beautiful.
I really like that. Camo, patience pays for Team Liquid here. Smoke gonna go in, and it's gonna force G2 to... you kind of feel like you have to commit to this.
They're already flooding.
They have to go for it. He's seen him. He's absolutely seen him. Jonah B gonna find Nats, but it's Kamek to instantly trade out. He was spotted early. But do they know about this man? Jogmo's still here. It's Labour.
Like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do I need to go up there and call? There was no damage done, right? Yeah, we'll see. We'll get an update for you guys,
yeah.
So do, you know.
Don't panic, don't panic.
Panic.
No panicking.
Panic.
It's gonna be fine.
I don't know if it is. I really don't know if it's gonna be Liquid at 2 to G2. And now we get back to business.
Love the change of pace from Team Liquid this round. Getting it quick, and it's Nats with the operator. Okay.
It's not the first time you're going to see it, and it probably won't be the last. And you probably wouldn't expect him to outdo Jaw, but this time he does, and Kamek very aware of the angle.
Hold on now.
But Jonah P, cleaner with it, controlling towards middle.
Trent the only A player right now, and it's just a Sheriff in hand, but Valon's got a hero rifle, Jonah's already gotten one with the Guardian, and there's some pretty hefty ultimates for G2 to try and convert this numbers advantage.
Okay, they're building. Nats here, gonna get the ult. He can go back down towards Sewer.
Oh, that ultimate is gonna try and push players into Leaf, who sprinted up into window.
It makes no difference. They can pause on this one. They're gonna get the info on the ult here unless Leaf moves now, and he... Ooh! How the heck did they get away with that? Nats was almost dead. It looked almost so likely, but Patatek finds some space on the side. Valorant on the side swing takes him down, and suddenly Liquid are being held at the door. They're not getting the access they want, but Nats still alive, an operator in hand. Let's see. Nats, is this like the game against Sent? You've been spotted. Uh-oh, Kiko's unraveling the crossfire for Jonah P, and Trent will...
Jet can dash into the site. We'll see how aggro we're getting. Look at that with the Bucky. Already trading 1-for-1, and Team Liquid are still in a warpath. Kiko diving in towards C Link, but Trent has done well to slow this hit down.
Trent's done exceptionally well. He's kept them this B site. He's kept them in the numbers game. He's kept them in a man advantage. He is the hero that they needed right now, and he might have to still keep going. Kamek and Patatek alive here. They can hit the pause button for a second.
Big drone.
Yeah, but they don't get much off it, sadly. They're looking for almost a slam dunk. They're going to force the swing. Uh-oh,
Beautiful.
What the hell? They're making it work. Jorgamo going to strike back. It's all on Kamek in a 1v1. Operator for Jor. He's got his ult as well, as does Kamek. But again, in these situations, how does this unfurl? Kamek going walkabout's completely unknown. Jorgamo took the TP out, and back to back. Jorgamo now finding that impact on the side, but I've got to say, again, in my mind, Trent doing well in this round. So much impact coming out from G2's individuals.
Absolutely, right? G2 go for the off of either of his two teammates' contacts on the areas.
And I can't compliment Trent enough. I want to see if he's again going to be the one to be doing damage off this. Jonah P is layering on that utility, keeping it very controlled, at least for now. And they're aware that generally Liquid have been going for those extremity pushes, which once again they are doing. Jonah P does outgun them though, as does Jor. And now you're going to see that crunch come in. Late presence through Garage, don't forget. Oh, a little sloppy, but it gets the job done. Leaf finally getting on the board with two of his own. Going to keep this well in hand. A 2v4 is not easy,
Hello?
Nats. You're a nasty boy, Nats, but they've got to get moving. Uh-oh, how is this happening? Leaf is still doing work here, but it's a 1v2, and Nats knows where Leaf is, but there's a time incentive. For now, playing out of connector. Shot missed.
Wow.
Jonah P gonna just put that to the chest of Camo, and that's a man up to the good around the minute mark, and look at Joel going walking.
Exactly, creeping down into C. Team Liquid have no space on the map. Apart from, I guess, Kiko, who's held down A long, but he's not in a forward position just yet.
You still got that Vice Wall there, right? You still got security in that. They're happy enough leaving one on it.
I think this round is going to hinge on what Nats can accomplish on B. Team Liquid have very little time to make presence known over into A, so Nats is going to have to snap onto something. Because if he takes too long, I think that stack is just going to run out of time to work with. They don't know about this Vise yet. Only now do they realize there's a wall and this stall is going to hurt.
Yeah, this is rough now. Paranoia's gone in. They're going to have to make something of it, but look at the time being bought here. It's perfect. And this is just outdone G2 with a magnificent approach. You got 10 seconds. There's nothing you could do. Wrap it up. Spike's still down there. Yeah, Leaf, go deal with them. Ooh. Okay, not like that, but the time. Time is the biggest thing, and he bought time for it. Kamek can go farming. I don't care. The round is gone. And it's a mint. It feels like they're pulling the players over. Yeah, G2, that's 3 players now towards A. Smoke close and away we go. Nat's trying to navigate through middle, but still, it's all going to be held down by G2. They got bodies here. This feels like it's falling flat, and it is. G2 making light work of Liquid. This doesn't look threatening at all.
Oh,
you didn't see
Kiko.
Nats. Guess where he is? Right behind you. Good luck, Kiko. Have fun, Kamek. You're not going to do a thing here. G2 have elevated in the last couple of rounds. And Kamek can try and make it look good for the scoreboard, but that'll be about it in a 1v4.
This mid space is really strange right now. Team Liquid going for an ult play back in Link.
This is wild. Camo straight away takes away Leaf. It's pacey. But G2 have been good in this sort of chaos. They've kept up with this. But it's a lot of players in a very awkward situation. Jaw is surrounded. He wants to fight out. Jorgamo will not back away, and maybe he should have, but he couldn't. G2 still staying in this with 3 standing, but the C site is lost.
It's a 3v3 right now. Alan has an ultimate, there's fighting garage, this determines everything. Jonah P opening it up now can call in his teammates to ult back into the site.
And there it is, ult comes in. Kamek was ready, this was nice, 25 HP. We've got to know that that space could have been occupied. Jonah P is on the money now! G2 looking so much better.
That was wild, Team Liquid.
But let's see. Already very well known. Oh, This is gonna be so sick. This is so sick. Look at the pour on of Util. They put it right through the blender. Kamek the only one to really draw blood though. And G2 fighting it out. It felt like Liquid had the read, and it didn't matter for a moment.
How on earth did TL only get the one? Their utility was genuinely perfect. We're gonna have to wait to the replay because I thought they had absolutely everything they needed.
Oh, that's gutting as well. That's a wind out of your sails, right, for G2. You're grinning, right? You've just got...
Hold on.
Yeah. Kiko? No way were you going to make that anymore. He's made it doable, though. He's brought it down to a 1v2. Trent and Valen suddenly having to really focus up.
Balance on 10 HP.
Oh my god, the timing.
Gamma's still gonna
The
jash.
timing.
He's just about winning that round. Call with the heavy round advantage coming on through here. Double stars to stop the flood out from C-Link too. Wall to cover the flank. This is a solid anti-eco setup.
This is really uphill. Liquid looking for options and finding very little, and that's the only one to do it as G2 stalwart on this site. Hold G2 again. They invested heavy into this round. They were not going to take any chances here. Kiko, if you get one more, he's keeping him close to sight. This is dreamy, but can they even make it hurt now for Liquid? They have the better guns on the Liquid side. They should have everything they need, but once again, into this retake scenario.
A lot of good utility for G2 to play with multiple flashes for this fight into Garage and the teleport out with an early kill. G2 can now fall back into long because there's no smokes.
Yeah, that was just profound aggression, and it works wonders, leaving just Liquid, as I said, down to 4, struggling uphill. G2 making it hurt, turning the screws. As Panatek gonna face the music on 23 HP, and Kamek by his side, but how are you meant to deal with this? You can't. You know you can't. Time is going to be going, and Leaf, a little unlucky on the time, but it doesn't matter. They're going to make it to 11 on this round. This is more than the first nail in the coffin. This is the gateway to the map, pretty much.
That is just brutal. I mean, how many flashes do G2 have just continue this opener?
Now we kind of get into the rougher end of this for Liquid 2. Their buy now going to be shattered, right? They can get some bits and pieces, but it's Kamek's Vandal that is their prized possession.
Right walk.
Well, that's bold from Panatek, and it's labored, but it's got the job done. Leaf is removed. Now
You've just got,
towards A.
Yeah, you've got Nats playing up towards Heaven, trying to get a kill off the trip, but there's too much utility to break the trips. Yoru is just unfair. Easily dealt with, but the flood coming in quick.
Yeah, they've got to make this one work, though. Panatek going to put his life on the line for it. Pressure starting to mount now. Nats dives in, head first. He takes the fight, but Trent again, in these critical rounds, Trent comes alive. I can't stress it enough. But an ace? No way.
Full minute to play with, but that spike is in a bad way.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, when he goes for the exec, he has the missiles, he's got a stun to play with. Camo and Kiko are stacked. There's a world.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the story of the Trent 1v5? Started off with 2
Surely
incredible
not.
kills. He was down to 79 HP. Almost full util left here. And then he goes for that play out of from sewer, the spike. Awful position. Swing comes in. It wasn't this rare. Erica's hands looks good. Kiko doesn't want to leave this, but he's going to have... Oh, his team's... Nats saved him! I thought he was dead for sure. Surely Kiko was going to die there, but no. But now Planet Stations. Utilities coming in. A dash to the side. Counter roll. It's an absolute mess. Kamek even taking down Camo. And Jonah P. putting them in their graves. What the hell has just happened? I couldn't tell you. But Panatek and Kamek, the only two alive, split on the map, but an opportunity beckons, takes away Trent. Now we've got to see a response from Paddy too. He's got to take some space here, but look at Jonah P's position.
Oh, yeah.
It is stunning. Offsets the time, wins the fight. He's basically won the round. Kamek's going to have to go nuclear in this. Util Porons there, and they're not going to engage
There's a stun
with
back
him.
up.
Look
Like,
at this.
It's not going to happen.
Right, redemption in this one. Liquid need to do it now, or it might be never. Already a 2-for-1 trade out, and G2 straight up with the upper hand.
I mean, Team Liquid just effectively ran the same play 3 rounds in a row out of the timeout. G2 aren't going to be fooled again.
God, what do you meant to do, right? What are you meant to do?
Well, now that you're down in numbers, you almost have to sort of act out a little bit.
Sure, rat around somewhere, try and find something, I guess, lower percentile. That's not going to do it. G2 looks so in the driving seat here. Nats and Kiko, yeah, probably some of the two heavy hitters from this team. People have looked at these two as the ones to be able to bring them back to the forefront. Jog did not.
It's interesting, G2 waiting for the aggression, waiting for Team Liquid to overplay their hand. But eventually they've got to do something, and they're going to move back over into a C-trap.
They might be rattled after what happened on that last map, having the right read, but sadly couldn't stick the landing. But now, step for step, mirroring the rotation.
It's a great adjustment from G2, moving over into the A site, and Baby Door not broken, I don't believe, so Kamek's going to rotate back into spawn. That should be G2 getting onto this site. Not too difficult. Two players going to jump in for TL.
But I'm looking at this flank as well for Camo. That lack of Sentinel will be a factor. He can get behind them fast. But can Liquid hold down the site? Kamek getting a little baited by that one, but blinded as well. Little to be done. Panatek and Nats spinning on a dime. Liquid this time, making it count. Trent a mile away and the flank is in. Liquid claim the first.
I think G2 would do the same thing 3 rounds in a row, but they have.
Waiting as Kiko can get out from this as well. Yeah, nice. Nats still playing around on the side too. Turns the flash, but he can't get some full safety. Wait, hold on. He's still alive. And Liquid flooding back on the side. G2 just depending, banking on Jonah P to save them. And he couldn't do enough. Ooh, Camo. This is really dangerous. This could be a lost Vandal here, but do they check? They absolutely do. Very
nice.
Diligent from G2, punishing these positions that have worked well for Liquid.
Still, they don't want to overcommit into this B site. Team Liquid are here again, so quick to move on the map. But it does mean they leave their C site a little weak, their A site weak too. So now that the ultimate comes in from Jogamo, he's going to realize that it's a very passive setup from Team Liquid on C.
Yeah, still holding towards Waterfall, still holding towards CT. I don't know how much Jaw's going to see. Gets, he commits! Outrageous, goes for it on towards Kiko. I guess he had to at that point, but traded in. Now they can start fighting back towards the site. They're going to clear through site itself, excluding Trent. And you can't forget about Trent, but it's Jonah P up in the feed, waiting for a victim. Was not outdone by Valen. And again, G2 on these bonuses, well, not even bonuses, half buys, these stick.
Bed Leaf.
This is such a lovely, almost blind dance with each other, right?
Yeah.
These pieces of util invested here and there, trying to draw those rotations around the map.
These are the rounds G2 love to play. Get the perfect read against their opponents. They can use this clone to break the tripwire in the choke, but again, Team Liquid have a couple of guys here to stop them.
Yeah, we saw that heavier emphasis towards C, towards that B site, leaving just that one-man Camo over towards A. G2 trying to just brute force it, I guess, have to respect the util again. A good little stall, 20 seconds. Flank potential. They were towards C, didn't go CT.
They're gonna go A.
Through door, and they're gonna run it. They have to, I guess. They were getting no luck towards that B site, but they're running low on time. It's a little bit deadly. They don't have the full information, but they have to take a gamble.
It's a brilliant call from Valen, realizing the fast rotate from Team Liquid, but check this out. Jonah P stepping forward into stairs. He gets the first kill, but shut down quickly by Camo.
Nice trade there. Not going to let that get too far, but man advantage still with Liquid. Very deep post plants. Look at the util they have. Trent going to have util. Leaf has util. Valen can play a little closer, play a little further forward.
That's going to be such a problem from this space, though, and Valen doesn't clear him away.
And away you go, the salvos, but Nats! Look at a little vintage again, but time. Leaf can buy time. He does need to go nuclear, and the stance there. They're just running him down.
Well, the thing is, right, they see the Neon Sun over towards A, they see the Kamek missiles as well, so it's time to speed up on a C hit, potentially.
But I've never seen Liquid go this deep. They've never gone this
yeah.
far. Yeah, Leaf's in trouble. They disrespected Camo once more. Now slowed down and held back. Trent and Jonah P with the revenge. Get the trades and get the man to the good and punish this aggression.
Now G2, they still got a minute and 10 seconds, and they've left Jogamo towards C. This is something they love to do. His TP isn't very deep, it's just to send him, a little bit back towards sand. Wait for this re-aggro into mid. Nats is going to get the trade on through, but still, now G2, realizing that TLF maybe overextended a little bit, can move back into Jaw.
So they know where both players are now, right? They know where Nats is, they know where Kiko is. Jaw doesn't need to do too much, right? You just kind of hold the space you got, make sure you facilitate that cross, get that spike in safely.
It's a good angle.
Wait. Kiko's still on for this one. Yeah, he is! Kiko takes away Jaw, the safety net now removed. He's starting to feel a bit more threatened here. Has Nats closed in already? Is he on the flank? Where the hell have they gone?
And Kiko puts the smoke in center sight, so again, he could be moving around. He could be trying to flank. Sticking this plant here is risky.
That feels really unnerving, right? Your palms getting a little sweaty. Trent still close to sight. Same with Valen. They're not taking too many risks. And there's no reward that time. But can Nats again clutch up here? Valen on the other side. Plenty to play with. And right, like, but you are being pulled around the map. It's just...
Sorry, I'm sorry. It's not Jaw that's going to be inserted B. It's going to be Jonah P.
But of course.
Yeah, there's always that late lurk.
But of course. Ooh, okay. Well, suddenly this round doesn't feel so kind of flat. You've got an invested ult here, but this time it runs out pretty quick, right? You got to get moving on this. If you want to get some value, you got to get going, and you're going to get nothing. And there's that flank. Whoa, that's crispy from Jonah P. Good trade right back in. Okay, look, I'm not out of this round yet. Make me a believer in something here, Liquid, because it's looking like it's going to be solid from G2. They needed a secure round, having a go at things.
Was baby door broken for him? That's nice.
That B site is looking absolutely vulnerable. Leaf can try and set this up and really secure it. This is going to be an absolute muddy round. Paddy's just going to go in for it. Trent's going to find Kamek. Good luck finding any of these kills. Leaf, Jaw, all in unison. And in the chaos, G2 looking composed. And Liquid left once again in a similar scenario. Liquid have no idea what's going on, right? This just feels really uncomfortable. Nat's still over towards A. There's a lurk already ahead of him. Valen behind them. Liquid are just looking lost. G2 getting a full grip on this game, barring that one shot coming in from Kamek. Cool, but the round's looking like it's G2 flavored from start to end.
Yeah, Team Liquid like, where's Leaf? Leaf's already killed Nats over on A. This guy could be coming in everywhere, and somehow he's just slipping around him like a ghost.
Yeah, this guy's just behind him the whole time. He's on a secret mission. Liquid just lost in this. Oh, that's lovely. Jaw's on the site. They finally made it over here, but there's threats everywhere. Jaw just gets to dance around on the site. They're going to need a bit more than this. There's still Trent's ult. There's still util. If you thought he was going to get close, that should really be the fight. Kiko actually decides to take matters into his own hands, and I kind of like it. Sometimes you've got to call up your own number. It is highly risky, but he's won them a fight on an extremity. We do see them now exploring towards this B site. They still have Leaf on the other side, so it's certainly not without an idea.
Look at Camo spot right in the
They
corner.
clear
No
it,
one's
right?
ready
They
for
clear
him.
it, right? How are they letting Camo get away with that? Two big kills, and suddenly Liquid looking like they're back with a sign of life here. And now just Leaf, who's been identified.
That is a nice setup. You never expect Neon just sitting in your corner with the drone going forward. With too much pushing against him. Could maybe even work to re-clear into sand, potentially.
They want to at least put the pressure on that, right? Kind of force away some of this aggression.
The fake re-clear into sand is nice, and TPing out into A, I love it.
Nice, oh, Nats is in actually a whole lot of trouble. He's got to try and run this side. There's no escaping it, looks like, but he's found a pocket to play from. And it's Camo to take away Jorgamo. But madness on the site itself. Plant is not secure. Nats is still here. He's been left with this site. He's in control of it again. It doesn't matter the number or the odds. He's always good for it. Nats is out, still standing. I have no idea how.
Just a mess of a round. Trent now calling in his teammates to get back into the site, using a site smoke for that, and he finds the opener.
Trent's been good in all the chaos before as well. Kamek and Nats trying to navigate a 2v4 is not easy. Kamek's still got a little bit of util to play in, but it's not much, and trying to disrupt that deep post plant, brutal. And yeah, you can see as to why. It's just walks in, takes two. Now I'm out, boys. Wild.
Just brutal. The spike was in front B as well, so it's not like G2 or Team Liquid rather can speed up into the C site. Kiko's just going to toss out that top spite smoke to threaten some kind of a walk in there. But G2 have already backed away. They're happy to play the numbers advantage, shrink together. It's only going to be Jaw left on that forward line towards A.
Here. Yeah, I love this. Taking no chances, it looks like, for G2, right?
It's always with numbers advantage with them. Very fundamental gameplay. What it does mean is it offers a lot of space to the attackers.
I'm okay with it. I think G2 know, what space is given, how they want to approach it. Leaf trying to find a little bit of gap to play from, and he's actually done really well in this reposition here, and he can kind of check. No one slipped through. No one's now trying to sneak in towards B. I'm good. He's just checking. He's just making sure, but...
Hold on.
Okay, but now the timing. Speaking of that...
He slipped in.
Just after Leaf checked this. Oh, that's gutting. Okay, that's going to be heard. That's an additional body towards CT.
They're going to stall the plant for the kill.
It's fine, it's fine. Kiko going to find Jonah P and get them that security through Waterfall to be able to focus towards CT, but there's a flank on the way, and Kiko makes an absolute meal of it. It's Nats and Padatek now feeling a little bit surrounded, and rightly so. Leaf on the swing, can't do it. Valen looking like he can. The rounds, again, it was some of the main rounds they won from Haven. This time, Camo going to start things off with a bang. Takes away Jaw, but Leaf controls that B site. No one's slipping through here for Padatek.
Door open, trying to push into Jonah. He's got the Guardian, so time to flash and fall back into sight, calling the reinforcements.
He looks good, though. He doesn't look like he's going to be swamped here. He does. Re-peek into Nats, maybe. A little bit of a wake-up call. You can't take this too lightly. And they've wrapped the site, trying to gap close towards stairs. Handled again. It gets dangerous because of this. Camo starting to hit some shots.
I got Spike.
1 minute to play with. Spike is in hand. He's going to need 4 kills in total to make this one doable. And Valen could be anywhere.
He hasn't found a gun either.
Spike planted.
He is not. But that Sheriff rang true, and it might be ringing again. He gets around the corner. Paranoia primed. He does the dance. He gets away to safety. Another step. Camo looking back. Valen breaks him. Liquid need to start cooking now. Look how many bodies are on this site.
Yeah, still have the stun.
Christ.
When this door opens, everyone's stunned.
Oh God, door's
Look at the
not stuck.
missiles.
It's gonna be stunned. Is there any way out for them? It's Camo to take down Jonah P. So actually, Liquid standing tall for now, but G2 looking a little bit tricky on this one. I like it, trying to get under their skin.
Camo steps up to be the hero in another round. But Team Liquid in a tough spot. They don't have a lurk. They don't have much space. With G2 holding the fort down. Good shot from Kiko. Will equalize.
Leaf, he was just about to walk away, but he's now gonna have to keep this in mind, right? Valen's got Nats. Valen is in the smoke. Valen is in the smoke. Someone, please don't let Valen get away with this. He's such a cheeky little player. He'll take those high risks. And Liquid looking like they're stalled out here. Yeah, they're pausing for a second, waiting for that util to come back up. But why do I feel G2 are a bit naughty about this one? The timing might just be right. Valen got caught looking away, it felt like, but Trent's still standing, as is Leaf. Numbers could be an issue now, down to a 2v3. And Leaf's recovered an absolutely prized possession. And they're not looking this way at all. Surely someone's going to keep an eye on this at some point. How close can Leaf get? Okay, Kiko's having a glance now. Shoulders it for a second. Got to have some distraction. Help him out here. Trent's the one to find it. Trent can try and clear the corners here, but the likelihood, the chances are starting to dwindle. 6 HP and a Sheriff, not quite the same impact as Leaf with the Vandal. And I think we know they now call the retreat, right? He's in a good position, but it's not super forward.
The thing is, because no one stepped out into sand space, Team Liquid are reading that G2 have rotated through spawn quickly into A. Once you go down in numbers, those are really your two calls. Are you bolstering up the defense on A, or are you looking to scout for some kind of info? I think this is great macro from Team Liquid. Quietly go into the C-pop here.
Nice read. And very disciplined from Nats there. It's not wants to maybe take the temptation to take that space early would have obviously been there, but again, I liked it, waiting for everyone to come over.
10 seconds
No. We're gonna be able to plant, right? We're not gonna be stalled out, right? You can see them there, like, guys, do not let Waterfall go any other way than ours right now. Let me get that spike down, and then we can talk. But they're all gonna come down and keep G2 at bay.
Wow, Team Liquid throwing everything into that. The firing squad for Waterfall. Now G2 on the approach.
They're up by Rap though. This is really risky. G2 clearing house. G2 break down the door, sweep through the sights. And where the... So if Liquid let this slip between their fingertips, they only have themselves to blame, as G2 looking sharper and sharper by the second. Camo going to take the space though. Valen the one to deal with it, and this is down to pretty much Camo and Kiko. Try a show of force.
Yeah, it's a funky one, right? Trying to show a lot of presence into A, quickly followed by this 3-walk into B.
Is this what we're going for, Trent? Oh my God, he's a lucky boy today. They were, oh no, Kamek! He's just walked into his death. Jonah P on the punish. It is traded by Nats, but they're feeling desperate, and desperation reeks throughout this. Jaw gonna find Padatek just wandering away. What is this?
What's going on? There's fights on two fronts, and G2 are winning everywhere. Camo gets the spike, but he has to be a hero for the team. He gets the burst. Camo staying alive here, baiting out shots, but now it truly is him against the world.
1v3. They know where you are, and they're closing in. G2 wanting to put Liquid in their graves as Camo tries to shift around. 2 on one side and 1 on the flank. You give him a 1v1 though. You're playing a risky game. You've got to tighten up here because Camo could absolutely do this, but Nerve's starting to play a factor. You can see it. Trying to toy with the time, and he's got the angle now. Hold on. Valen joins up, and they double swing! Coming in, and Jaw wants to go for a walk. Takes himself forward, and he's not alone. You're rarely alone with G2. It looks like they all swing, and they take a stand. Valen willing to brawl out on it. Takes out Panic too.
2 kills there is just unbelievable. Team Liquid having to use the Teho drone to re-clear this just to secure the spike. And G2 were set up in front mid. They could pinch these players trying to rotate.
I kind of like that. Do they go for the pinch on it? The timing's everything. It's good. They're at least going to get another on this one. They're keeping the man up to the good here, and they get the information to boot.
And when you're looking at this retake, Jonah P. Stun's going to be coming back. Jaw's got full utility. G2 have all the pieces with the scouting too of the dimensional drift to get things going.
Man, G2 on the verge, on the precipice. It feels like of punching in that 12th round, but still, Nats and Kiko gonna need to go big. Nats tries to get techie with a little slippery towards the smoke. Kiko! And it's not been a pretty half so far. Why does this position feel like it's gonna work? Oh, of course it does!
Because it is!
Oh, Chogamo draws first blood.
And look where Jonah P is too with the Rolling Thunder ready. If they try to exec out here, they're gonna get killed.
What are the options? What are the options? That will help. Leaf gonna go down, but now the pressure starts to mount. Nats in position, trying to hold that back line. Finds his fight and takes down the man. But Trent with a fight back in towards site. Spike now loose. Kamek and Nats called upon. And all those moments for Nats, they were great to get them here, but they may all be for nothing. They bait him in. G2 setting the record straight. 13-7. America's keeping their hope alive.
G2